that the Democrats have this agenda, and they're going to investigate everything from Donald Trump's eating habits to what kind of dental floss he uses or does not use. And normally I would say that this is a constitutional teachable moment. But I don't believe we're in normal times anymore. I believe that the message has been sent by X amount of people in this republic that they want Nancy Pelosi to investigate Donald Trump's dental floss and the hotel and his tax returns. And they want this kind of probe of the President of the United States when the framers of the Constitution had no intention for any of this to go on.
Well, there's no doubt that the framers had no intention for this to go on. And the fact that a president who has lost money and personally has lost about $1 billion of his personal wealth since he became president is being subjected to charges about the Emoluments Clause is almost laughable. You know, this is a president who donates his salary to various government entities, such as repairing veterans' memorials, veterans' cemeteries, and the like. And yet, the Democrats want to focus on whether or not somebody bought a suite and rented at least a suite at the Trump Hotel. It's absolutely absurd. It is petty. And it makes no sense in terms of moving this country forward. Yet that's what the Democrats want, because with the Russia investigation proving to be a failure, they now need something to try to attack the president with.
Well, you say the Emoluments Clause is almost laughable. It is laughable. The intention of the Emoluments Clause is clear, and that is, you know, the framers of the Constitution didn't want our elected officials to be subject to bribes. Well, some guy from Japan playing a round of golf at Trump National in Southern California is not tantamount to a bribe of the President of the United States. It's absolute insanity. Yet, there are X amount of Americans who are so uneducated about the United States Constitution that they're going to say, oh, wow, the Democrats are investigating the emoluments violations by the President of the United States, and they're actually going to give it credence. But, Richard, if you look at the top of the investigative list that the Democrats have, at the very top is the Trump tax returns. Now, this should indicate to anyone who's paying attention, if you look at the top of that list, the Trump tax returns, that they're not interested in steering this republic in a constitutional direction. They're interested in the politics of personal destruction because, as we all know, these Trump tax returns, whereas Donald Trump as a private citizen has nothing whatsoever to do with his time in the Oval Office. So clearly, if you look at the list, Richard, they're throwing mud at a political wall and hoping that something sticks with the American people.
Well, yeah, this is called a focus group investigation. They basically focus grouped their most radical members to see what they wanted, and Trump tax returns popped up, and so they say, gee, we want to go after those. Here's what the truth is, just so people know. President Trump has had his tax returns being audited for an extended period of time, as many people who are wealthy do. And as a result of that, the IRS has basically tied up his tax returns for the last decade. And as a result of that, he can't make them public because it is, in fact, part of litigation. So it's a very simple situation. This president, while president of the United States, has donated all of his salary to do good and basically do things that the federal government is doing already, but doing them better. That's what he's done. So when Nancy Pelosi donates her salary, somebody who's made an enormous amount of money as a member of Congress, much beyond her salary, when she starts donating her salary to do the project she wants to do, then come and talk to us about various things that can be done in terms of looking at tax returns and the like.
All right, and as we look at why Nancy Pelosi is in a leadership position, why the Democrats have regained control of the House of Representatives, and there are a few, at the surface, reasons I look at. Number one, I think the Republicans didn't have a cohesive message, didn't have a heck of a lot to run on other than tax cuts. I think that's number one. Number two is the Democrats were well organized with a singular message, health care, and I think they had a singular methodology, and that is register new voters. And you combine those two, in the short run in this midterm election, they came out on top. But if you dig down deeper, deep beneath the surface, there are other reasons for what is going on here. And if you look at the map, Richard, of course, California is a deep blue state, but it's deep in electoral votes. Nevada was a red state. It is now purple. Arizona was a red state, now purple. Colorado, red turned blue. Virginia, red turned blue. Florida, red turning purple. Illinois, deep blue. New York, of course, deep blue. I don't know exactly where Texas is headed. I'm fairly certain it's pretty deep red.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.